المشاهدين، كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع أن نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة، ولهذا الأسبوع نستضيف مستر DEBASIS المدير التنفيذي لشركة MT Group في إمارات دبي. Good afternoon, Mr. DEBASIS.
Good afternoon, sir.
At the first, we would like to know who is DEBASIS.
Technocrat. I'm an engineer by profession, and I had been into the industry for more than 30 years. I started my career in India with one of the largest engineering company in India, and then eventually I was transferred to Middle East by that company to establish their business for a particular vertical of manufacturing they do. That is the industrial valves, which are used in mostly oil and gas and energy industry. So I worked in this particular organization for 25 years. Out of that, 13 years in Middle East.
Wow.
I developed the business for that company in Middle East, starting with a single person like me, and then growing the organization's business in Middle East, Africa, and also in Europe. We had office in UAE, office in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, and in Oman, also in Europe. And then eventually, during the end of my career with that particular organization, I established their manufacturing unit in Saudi Arabia. And then I came in contact with this company, MT Group. Sometimes when I was in Larsen & Toubro, we had a business relationship because this company used to supply certain products to Larsen & L&T also. And then I built a good relationship with the major stakeholder in that company, Mr. Xian Lu, who is a Chinese gentleman and also in the same field like me, a technocrat, an engineer by profession, and also doing business in the valves industry. Eventually in 2020, I joined this company as a working partner with Lu, and to basically develop the business of the MT Group in the international market. So we set up our office in here in Dubai as that MT Group Middle East DMCC. We started in 2020 in March 2nd, and immediately a week later lockdown started because of the COVID pandemic, which was a tough period for us, but at the same time we really survived with certain developments. There was not much of business, but we could really get ourselves known to most of the people, customers, started getting a lot of approvals from the different oil and gas companies, to name ADNOC, KOC, KNPC, PDO, SABIC, also the companies, oil and gas companies in North Africa and West Africa, also some of the companies in Europe.
It was a good period to introduce
to consolidate,
yourself
because it was basically pandemic time. So, but we could really connect to the people, to my old contacts, which I developed during my work in the earlier company, and they supported us. And then we, by the time the pandemic was over and the lockdown was over, we were ready with certain groundwork.
Right.
So by 2021, we started further consolidating on the market and started getting business. 2022, we started getting more confidence, and we understood that probably if we have something bigger here in this part of the world, we can even address the business in a much better way, and it will be a contribution to the society here.
Right.
That we are doing something here, and as a whole, the ecosystem, the society, the government was very supportive to us. So basically, we conceptualized about setting up a manufacturing unit in 2022. By 22 end, it was very firm decision by the management that we will go ahead, and Lu, my partner, major partner, supported us, and also we have another Chinese lady, Snow Lee, who is also very supportive.
That's great.
And then in 2023, we got connected. At the beginning, we got connected to the government of Abu Dhabi. In fact, we decided that we will go for our manufacturing unit in UAE, And then finally we decided that we should go ahead with Abu Dhabi because the oil and gas major business is there.
Business, right.
And then we got connected to Abu Dhabi Department of Economic Development, very supportive. In the April beginning we connected to them. By end of April we got the license and started working on the things. Things got little bit delayed at our end because we were not very clear that how big or how
Small,
what is the size
the
of
size.
the capacity and all. So then finally we could work out the decision that we will go ahead with what kind of production range and capacity. And then we scouted on the available land. There also we got a lot of support from DED.
That's
And
great.
finally we have taken an area of around 31,000 square meter, out of which 6,000 square meter is already a built up area where we are setting up our initial manufacturing facility. The work is on, and another 25,000 square meter is already there, which is for the future expansion. It is coming up in an industrial area called Al Markaz, Al Waha land in Abu Dhabi. And we have already ordered all the equipments, the cranes, and also the civil construction work is going on. Some of the equipments have already arrived here,
That's great.
fortunately. And we are going to start the production by end of February.
Inshallah.
The plant will be ready by middle of February. Equipments, some of the equipments have come in, some of the equipments are sailing in. So we will have part of the equipments installed by February end. Some of the additional equipments will be installed later on. And we expect to bring out the first batch of product sometimes in April.
Let us know more about the product which you will provide to the markets.
See, we are manufacturing very, very special products used in the oil and gas industry. In general, those are considered to be valves, but there are various categories of valves used in the oil and gas industry. So we are going to manufacture a special gate, globe, check, ball and butterfly valves in special metallurgy, which are used in a very high-end and very critical applications and requirements by the different oil and gas customers. We are also going to have a cladding facility in our plant, which will basically produce the cladded valves, which is one of the state-of-the-art requirements. We are also going to produce special types of check valves like dual plate check valves, axial flow check valves, which are specifically demanded by ADNOC to be manufactured. So accordingly, we have really created our manufacturing processes to manufacture those products. In addition to that, this plant will have a specialized research and development facility.
That's great.
We are going to have specialized engineers who are going to go and develop, spend time on researching and developing new products.
A special engineer, we need to invest on human. We need to invest in these people who will bring, how you invest in them and how you training them.
Yes, we are training. We are sending them to our facilities in China and getting them trained. And also at the same time, we are recruiting people who are already experienced in this particular field.
That's great. I'm sure also you have a big challenge in the market.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it? How the challenge will be?
The market is very competitive.
How you build your strong product and company, we can say, in the market. So the big challenge which we have, even in Abu Dhabi, which you mentioned, it's the middle of how.
Yeah, it is like this. You see, we are first of all, we are going for a very state-of-the-art manufacturing facility, which is going to comply with the Industry 4.0. So most of the manufacturing will be automated, and so the manpower requirement per se, we will not have very high manpower requirement, but it will be requiring very highly skilled people.
That's great.
And we are going to produce the products which are in a way, in a kind of niche segment of products, which will be competitive in the market. As a group, we have our own advantage because we have our own foundry and forge shop, so we can get the raw materials from our own sources, which will basically give a impetus on the price competitiveness. And another thing is that, of course, the productivity of ours will be quite high. And we are not only dependent on the market in UAE. This is one of the manufacturing unit which is going to have more export than the domestic business.
Inshallah.
Yeah, we expect to export our made in UAE products to the countries in North Africa, West Africa, Europe, and also in Americas. We already have, to be very honest, even though we have not started the production, but we already have orders and commitments from our customers who are going to take the products from this facility.
Of course, more than 30 years in the markets and experience, I'm sure you have enough connection to work with them. But what the vision plan we can say next 5 years after all that's built?
Actually, to be very honest, this facility, we want to make this facility as the most important and fulcrum of our international business. The major part of our international business will be handled from this particular facility. So going down in next 5 years, our expansion plan, if everything goes well, inshallah it will go.
Inshallah.
And we could see that we are going to have our own foundry here. So the raw materials for producing valves will be produced in the Emirates.
And the cost of that?
Cost of that will be quite competitive in our understanding, because the cost of energy, electricity is one of the major raw material for production of foundry or castings. That is much cheaper here. And that way, if we see, we are getting a lot of support from the government in terms of providing us the land and the facility at a much cheaper price, also the electricity and water at a cheaper price.
Right.
So which is going to help us in producing the products at a lower cost and at a better quality also.
Better quality. Let us to know more about what you are focusing more in the product which you will sell to the market, and with the big challenge, as His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid mentioned in my vision book, we have always to be number one in the top. It is not easy to be number one, but the hard things
absolutely, absolutely. Because we are, as I said, that it is not only the domestic market. Yes. We are going to compete with all who's and who, all the big players, whosoever is working in this particular field from all around the globe, and we are going to compete with them in the international market, the market in Europe, Americas, and Africa, North Africa, and all the international customers are going to be our customers. So we will concentrate on the quality of the product, and it has to be as per the international standard, and we are very confident that we will be able to do that. We had been doing it in our plants in China over last 20 years, and we will be able to do it in our plant in Abu Dhabi, maybe even better.
Inshallah. Yeah. After sales service, how you support your customer and you build the trust with them?
To be first of all, I would like to produce a product where the very least after sales service is required for the customers.
But sure,
but even then, it being a mechanical equipment and with a lot of functionalities in it, there will be requirement of the after sales service. So we already have after sales service team here. That's because we are already doing business. But we are going to strengthen our after sales service further, because it will be another advantage will be our facility is here. So if anything is required, we can always send people from the factory, from our manufacturing unit to the customer's places if any criticality arises.
I'm sure you was in COP28, or you have some experience about the COP28 for the sensitivities. How you are looking for that?
First of all, we are recycling most of the water. 100% of the water we will be recycling. Yeah. And going forward, we are still doing a commercial calculation on this particular thing, but we probably will have our own solar panels in the plant. Going forward maybe by another 1 year's time. So in fact, our plants in China almost 80% self-sustained.
Wow.
Yeah. So we want to bring in that same philosophy here, and here the sunlight, by God's grace, being much better than in China. We expect that our normal requirement, if not a foundry it requires electricity in a much different capacity, but other activities and all, probably we will be able to manage 100% with the solar electricity, and that is going to happen in another 1 year's time.
The team who work behind you, I'm sure you need to build the trust between you and them, and also to have a strong relation, to give you their best. how you build the relationship.
See, this is where I would like to quote one thing of my partner and our chairman of the company, Mr. Lu. Lu says one thing, that you need to trust people, and you need to build trust among the people. The more you create trust, more you get time to play golf.
Right, yeah, right. You need to go. And you are a member of golf?
Yeah.
That's great.
So that's how it is very important to build trust, and trust building is basically give people opportunities.
Right.
And give them opportunities, give them chance, even if they make mistakes, give them the chance, so that, but of course ensure that they don't repeat the mistakes. And do the hand-holding at times, do the mentoring, but at the same time give them the liberty to
work. Did you do any campaign for the marketing for the product?
Yeah, we are participating in different exhibitions. We are a regular exhibitor in ADIPEC. Last 4 years we are participating in ADIPEC. In fact, only year we missed out in last 4 years is the 2020 when ADIPEC was not there because of the pandemic. And we are also participating other exhibitions in other countries like Valve World. We participated in the month of November in Valve World in Singapore. We propagated very aggressively about our upcoming plant in Abu Dhabi. We are also participating in other kinds of marketing campaigns, like in the social media. We are very active in the social media, like in LinkedIn or in other kinds of social medias. We have a separate marketing team here. Two of the ladies are leading that team, and we in our organization we give lot of power and authority to the lady employees working in the organization.
That's good. I'm sure today we are in the best of country for the safety and security, which help us to invest and to grow. And you mentioned you got many support from government for the future when you are started your manufacturing. Do you need some maybe to increase the capacity? Did you make sure for that you will have a support? Also
first of all, I must say that the leadership in this country is very pragmatic, very investor friendly. That's a big plus for all of us.
Which make trust and invest.
Yes, and very trustworthy. And the people in the government authority offices are very supportive, very quick. In fact, at times they are faster than us even, which is quite surprising and quite encouraging. And we have program manager working from DED. We have program manager from ADNOC working with us so that we can develop our facilities very quickly. So the pressure is on us right now to deliver. So I think the kind of push we get from the government authorities and also some of the end users, that will pull us on the way, and it will make us deliver, and we will definitely be able to do a very good job. We are very confident.
Inshallah. Who's your role model? Who built your character today, we can say?
As such, we don't, to be very honest, we don't have any role model as such. We want to create a model of ourselves, which I would rather like to see that other people to follow.
Inshallah. Yeah. That's a good answer. Mr. DEBASIS, I'm sure today you would like to say a message to the governmental leaders for their safety and support. What you will say for them?
I must say that we are very grateful, and I personally feel blessed to get a chance to count in this particular country, which is not my own country, but I love this country as good as my own country. And the leadership is, as I said, it's a very pragmatic leadership here, and with all the support, and I think we are going to have a great future in this particular country.
Inshallah. Thank you for your time. Big thanks for our leaders for their support to see a successful businessman like you here today, and all the best, inshallah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.